As you just mentioned offline, episode 158. I did fact check it. Is true. Morse Code Podcast. Good to see you.
Yeah,
How are
good to see
things?
you. Good.
You just got back from a little trip, huh?
I did.
How was it?
Um,
Just me and you here talking.
yeah, it was good. Saw the sights, enjoyed some food.
You went out
Um,
west, northwest,
yeah,
the
Pacific
other Portland.
Northwest. One of I mentioned you out there.
To who? Damian Lillard.
Everyone.
Everyone who's anyone. You're in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah. Got a got a few
Cool.
important discounts with the drop of your name.
Oh, that's sick. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. 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 What was I gonna say?
Promo
So we're
code
back.
Morse.
Yes.
Sorry.
I've been off for a few weeks now, I think. We didn't do anything last week. You and the Woadster were on the previous week. Really good stuff, talking about some television shows and whatever else. I only heard half of it. I was able to get like this sick install where like your voice was muted. So it was only him.
The ultimate in noise canceling.
It was sick. Yeah. It was
Annoyance canceling.
Annoyance canceling. What else? I don't know where you want to start. I mean, it's kind of actually, let me go back here. Let's start here. Let's shout out our friends over at Cold River Vodka, as always.
Yes.
Cold River Vodka and gin and blueberry vodka. I know Cold River blueberry vodka and lemonade is a drink of the summer. We're getting closer and closer to summer. So maybe we'll just jump the gun and make it the official drink of springtime because we're even closer to springtime.
Yeah.
According
Right
to
around the
my
corner.
calendar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So shout out our friends at. If you're listening to this, just picture the at symbol at Cold River Vodka on all your favorite social media handles.
Yeah, and it's
ColdRiverVodka.com.
they're not exaggerating. That river is cold as fuck.
It's freezing cold.
Mhm.
Freezing cold takes exposed. Where do you want to start? What's going on in the world?
The Lakers
going on in the
are
world?
playing basketball.
Yeah, let's start there. There's no major sports stuff going on right now. We can talk since I think we last talked, the Celtics are really good, maybe. Lakers are still really bad. We meant to record last night, and that would have been more time, would have made more sense. It was coming off a 30-point loss at home to the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
That's a toughie. And I think that was the game when like LeBron, and I think I saw it was LeBron, Trevor Ariza, and maybe DeAndre Jordan were like visibly arguing with fans in the front row. That's
I don't
never
know who's
good.
arguing with Trevor Ariza. Guy doesn't even play, but yeah.
Like, yeah, I point the fingers elsewhere. I'm not blaming this disappointing season solely on Trevor Ariza.
He's
and,
the least of your
DeAndre
worries.
Jordan for that matter, who I think was cut today or yesterday.
That DeAndre highlight was pretty funny though. I was like,
Which one?
I haven't seen him play in 2 weeks at least. Where he had the ball around the other 3-point line and then just threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's
try to get it up ahead and then threw it into like the 4th row.
Do you see the Jay Crowder play from Sunday?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good. The good old fashioned throw it into the 3rd row transition with the game on the line. Donovan Mitchell's getting another lucky win with that.
I thought of this. I know you've seen the many Ja Morant plays last night. The one where
talk to him.
The full court pass from Steven Adams. Phenomenal. I thought that ball was 100%. It reminded me of that UConn Texas play where the player shot it way too early. I thought that ball was 100% going into like the 20th row. The way that he threw it was so hard, and the ball like disappeared out of screen halfway there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was a really good play. I mean, Ja Morant we can talk about John a little bit, had a really nice night the other night. Lots of highlight plays. That one at the end of the half was cool. And I know that was credited as a Ja Morant play, which it was. I mean, great shot. That was a hell of a throw. That was like an Aaron Rodgers type football pass.
Yeah.
Let alone literal full court basketball pass. right on the money. Nice turnaround buzzer beater. He also had what? He had the dunk,
Mm-hmm.
and what was the other one? Oh, a
He had
three
a
from
very
like
deep three.
yeah, a from the almost from the logo. And he had 52 points on 30 shots in like 34 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And I think one thing I haven't been following as closely this year is I feel like it's getting worse and worse every year. Is like the up and down like MVP, like who's favorite for MVP, because it's almost like on a day by day basis. Whoever has a good game, they're the front runners for MVP. So now I saw on Twitter like a bunch of screenshots of like people posting their like DraftKings or FanDuel bets that they placed on John Morant for MVP in like October at like plus 3,000. I don't think he's going to win MVP. But I'm willing to say, I know this is a publicly recorded platform. I'm willing to say he's pretty good, John Morant.
Oh.
Decent draft pick. At two. At two. They didn't take him first overall. He was sitting there. Why not take a chance? Make it happen.
Yeah. You think who do you think the Pelicans would rather have right now, him or Zion? I know it's close.
Like right now, today,
Yeah.
probably John Morant.
You think so?
Over the past few weeks, probably John Morant. I haven't put their numbers side by side. I'm sure if we put that up on the screen, it'd get flagged. And this episode would be demonetized on YouTube. So obviously we can't afford to do that. But yeah, I don't know. He's pretty good. And last time I checked, the Grizzlies are actually pretty good too. I think they're like in the top 4. Known historically high performing franchise, Vancouver/Memphis Grizzlies are continuing to do their thing. So yeah, he's pretty good. He's probably the best point guard in the league, right? Playing the best point guard right now. Him and Steph. Kyrie.
I would say so.
Half the time.
Yeah,
Marcus
Lillard's
Smart.
not in that conversation anymore. Not this year, anyways. Lillard. Chris Paul's good, but like I think people just kind of overlook him, which is fine.
Yeah, I don't really care about Chris Paul anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Ja.
Yeah, Ja's pretty cool. Fun player to watch. I'm rooting for him. I hope he continues to play decent basketball. I really won't start really paying attention until he's averaging like 40 a game, but right now he's doing all he can. But let's go back to the Lakers. Do you think the Lakers stink, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no more, like we've been talking about this since the season started, but it was still like, it's still pretty early. Like, let's see how they look at Christmas. They still stunk at Christmas. All right, let's get to the All-Star break. They stunk going into the All-Star break. They currently, as of recording, stink. So yeah, I think it's safe to say they stink, and like the roster stinks. Mm-hmm. And we both said, I remember specifically preseason, they were our favorites to win. I think a lot of people said Lakers, Nets. I think the Nets will be fine. Lakers just aren't a good team. Too old.
Mm-hmm.
Too old, poorly run. LeBron's having a good year, but he can't be happy. He's already talking about going back to Cleveland, which was weird. I don't think we've talked since the All-Star break. What'd you think about LeBron's All-Star weekend comments?
I think it's funny that LeBron James, that even the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, like the preeminent franchise in the NBA, maybe in sports, even they aren't safe. Like, no matter what you do, you're in LA, you're among like all these celebrities, you're in Hollywood, even you aren't safe from apparently LeBron just bolting or forcing his way out, which is crazy to think. And
going back to Cleveland twice would be strange. Like that would be a strange look.
Him getting booed last night was pretty funny, and also like,
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
At the Pelicans game?
Yeah.
Or did they play again? He got booed at home? Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
why?
It was pretty crazy.
What is he doing? Averaging like 37 and whatever.
He committed a turnover, and it was when they were down like 25 or some shit.
You can't be serious. Hold on. Let's pull the old boxy. 123 to 95. Yikes.
Falcons are doing it.
Yikes. It's the Wody effect. Ever since we had him on, they're like the best team in the NBA. And CJ McCollum's like probably the MVP favorite at this point, if I had to assume without looking it up.
Comeback
Yikes.
punctured lung player of the year.
Did he have a punctured lung?
Oh yes.
That's like the Tyrod Taylor effect. Yeah. Do you think they make the playoffs?
They'll probably make the play in.
Where are they? Do they want to make the playoffs? Does
I
LeBron want to make the playoffs?
I don't even know. I feel like
Like
at a certain
37 years
point.
old, mind you. Let's see. They are the 9 seed with the Pelicans at the 10 seed. Oof. They're below the Clippers. A Kawhi and Paul George's Clippers team. That can't be good. That can't be good for cryptocurrency.
It can't be good for foreign relations.
Absolutely not. Oh boy, that can't be good for bigger picture things going on overseas. Yeah, so they would play. Oh yeah, they would play the Clippers in the play-in. I forget how the play-in works. I think it's 7 seed. If 7 seed beats the 10 seed, they're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the winner of the 8-9 plays that winner, right?
Yes, but
What a
does
shit
that
show.
determine?
That determines who the 8 seed is.
Oh, okay.
What a waste of time.
I wasn't sure if that determined who the 1 seed was.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers get the 1 seed. They're 21 and a half games out with 21 and a half games left to play. Nah, like I don't think LeBron at this point he's already it's not like he's trying to protect a never made the playoffs narrative because he's done it before. He's not made the playoffs first year with the Lakers. Did he ever miss with Cleveland? Did they go his rookie year?
That was the only year that he missed it.
Okay, so same thing. Doesn't matter. They're obviously not going to do anything in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they missed the trade deadline, so they can't really trade for anyone. You need a hope like, I don't know, Russell Westbrook turns back into like 2016 Russell Westbrook or something, because I don't know what else they're going to do. Anthony Davis, is he back?
No, he's
Anthony
out for
Davis?
now. He's now 4 to 5 weeks with.
I didn't see that coming. That's tough.
It was a weird description of what happened. Something like he fell through the surgery table. Did you see that?
I think that was a Ballsack Sports quote. No. Yeah. I think he just falls a lot.
Oh, he definitely falls a lot. No question about that.
He's a fall risk. So that's tough. I don't know if you saw those tweets circulating today about I don't even know, like, I don't understand what gets a rumor, like a tweeted rumor, to become widespread enough to actually like talk about. Like you saw that one about, what was it, like Jaylen Brown and Smart and maybe picks here and there for Anthony Davis and THT.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like anyone could have tweeted that, but I don't know what makes it worth real people talking about. I would be hesitant to do that. I just don't trust Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure him and his father hate the Celtics.
Yeah. He's already, like, regardless of that thing too, he's already kind of quit on the Lakers, where it's like, even when he's not injured, it feels like he just kind of packed it in once he won the title. So why the fuck would the Celtics be interested in that at all? He would come here and just not play, probably.
But I feel like Jaylen Brown does play, and I think that means something.
Yeah.
I'll take the guy who plays.
Call me crazy. I agree with you.
Yeah, for sure. So
no, I said call me crazy.
I'm not doing that on air. I'm not.
Call me fucking crazy.
We'll see how it goes. I think the trade deadline's coming up in a couple months, so they have plenty of time to pull the trigger on that. What about the Celtics? You feel good about our Boston Celtics?
Feel pretty good.
I feel pretty good, dude.
The last loss pissed me off. Oh,
it was the Pacers game?
Yeah.
I pinned that Detroit game as more of a trap game than I didn't pin the Pacers game because I didn't even know about it till like 4:30 on Sunday. Pacers had a loss written all over it, I had thought. And then they'd bounce back, snag one at Indy, come home, and probably lose to the Hawks as we speak. Let me see. I know they're playing the Hawks right now. They're up 1. So they're on pace to win.
Oh,
We'll see. That'd be a good win tonight. Hawks
yeah.
at home. I feel like the Hawks are better than their record. I think
Yeah,
they're
I
like
can't
the
believe that they're still
11
under
seed.
500.
They're the 9 seed. That's crazy. Not much has changed between last year and this year. They traded Cam Reddish, but they were worse before they even did that, I think. What a strange... The East playoffs last year was really weird, like thinking back to it. Hawks in the conference finals. I keep reading the Nets lost in like the division or whatever it's called, the second round.
Yep.
And then the Sixers Hawks series was the weird Ben Simmons series.
The Knicks were
strange.
in there, and it looked like maybe
The Knicks were
maybe they
in
had
the
finally
playoffs.
broken through.
Yeah, the Knicks were there, one way or the other. Call that what you want. And then this year, half those teams I just mentioned aren't even going to make the playoffs.
Julius Randle's like the
Knicks,
most hated person in New York.
It's funny. I was talking to my barber the other day. We're talking about like who's the favorite for most improved player this year, which I haven't really thought of, really. But it was Randle last year, but now I think he's like just going back to neutral, like where he was before. So he might like if there's like a least improved or like whatever the opposite of most improved player is, I think he might win that this year. So over the last 2 years, it's just net zero. Julius Randle. He's just balanced himself out.
Maybe he's setting it up so he can win it again next year.
That's not a bad idea. I don't think anyone's ever won it back to back. That'd be pretty hard. You have to like really improve. You went from literally the most improved. You're already starting in a hole. You have to really play well to get back to where you were and then improve from there. So if anyone can do it, it's Julius Randle. Mm-hmm. I think we all can agree on that. In this time of nothing but divisiveness and conflict, I think we can all agree on that. I hope to God we can all agree on that. But no, I like the Celtics. I think they're playing well. Honestly, Grant Williams might be up there for most improved player.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Is there anyone I'm missing that's obvious? There was. We mentioned someone when I was getting my haircut, and I can't remember who it was. NBA.
I initially thought
the odds.
I initially thought DeMar DeRozan, but now he's an MVP.
That's who I said. That's exactly who I said. But I think it goes back to. Oh, come on. Yeah. So right now it's. Let me see when this is from. February 28th. So, Ja Morant's minus 600. See, I think of him like DeMar DeRozan. Like they're in MVP conversations, not most improved player. Like no shit, it's Ja Morant. Miles Bridges, Darius Garland, Dejounte Murray, Anthony Simons, and then DeMar DeRozan. So he's like 6 or 7 guys back. So I don't know what that really means. I don't know if that speaks more to Ja Morant or just people don't appreciate what DeMar DeRozan's doing. But he is vastly improved from last year. If that's how the award works, if it's truly year over year. Over the course of his career, he's playing the best basketball he's ever played. So by default, he's improved. If you know anything about like the stock market, like when you're at a certain point and you go up, it's an improvement. He's moving in a positive direction. Like Ja Morant is minus 600. If he's factored in the equation, of course he's going to win.
Yeah.
But I think someone like, then it's Miles Bridges and Darius Garland. That makes more sense. That this award is more suited for people like that.
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball plus 2,500, plus 25,000. He won Rookie of the Year last year. Oh, Jarrett Allen. That's a good one. Jarrett Allen should be up there. He's like plus 20,000. He's plus 20,000. So at this point, I think they're just going to give it to Ja Morant. So none of these really even matter.
Is Kevin Love in there?
Well, he's not in the top 20. He's in there somewhere.
Might be some good value.
Giannis won it in 2016. And then probably, I think, won 2 MVPs after that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kevin Love won it in 2010. See, that's the thing. Like, this award's kind of like you can look at it one of 2 ways. It's like, all right, sick, but that just means I guess I sucked last year. This is what you're really telling me. big names in this exclusive club. CJ Giannis has won it. CJ McCollum's won it. Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Aaron Brooks, the basketball player, not the Saints quarterback, Danny Granger. Hedo Turkoglu won it in 2008.
Danny Granger.
Yeah. Zach Randolph, Gilbert Arenas, Jermaine O'Neal, Tracy McGrady. There's Hall of Famers here. George Murison. Yikes.
So basically, it's like the first time those guys became good. And then after that,
Correct.
They were just like all-stars.
And then you're just good. Yeah. Except Julius Randle. He's the only one taking a step back, too. Yeah. How he was before he won Improved Player. It'd be interesting if like that award was given to you with an asterisk of like a 3-year buffer. Like if you go back to sucking, we have to take this back from you and give it to just whoever came in second that given year.
Yeah, we'll have to retally the votes, Julius. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, pal. You kind of blow, as we all thought. Lakers make the playoffs. Yeah, I had this note too. I thought the Celtics schedule this weekend was hilarious. A noon game on Saturday and then a 5 p.m. game on Sunday. That noon game is preposterous for no other reason. Like a midseason, like that is so early. 12 o'clock Eastern.
It's not like you have any other sport to go against, like TV rating wise, or.
And the next game was at 7, so it wasn't like this big ABC like triple header.
Wait a minute, that noon one. I'm trying to figure out if Detroit is in the Eastern time zone or if they're 1 hour back. They must be in Eastern because that would be.
They have to be because that's 11.
Preposterous if that's was like 11.
Yeah, that's like a Patriots Day Red Sox game. That doesn't make any sense for no reason, unless it was like a holiday. It's like Eminem's birthday or something, and they have like a 11 a.m. basketball game. That's way too early to play professional basketball.
Yeah,
way too early. That's why I thought that was the trap game coming off All-Star Week. But no, they won it and lost it. I think they win tonight. I mean, I'd love to see him get a top 4 seed. I think it's possible. Who's ahead of them? Bucks and Cleveland. Sixers, I actually think are good. Miami, Chicago, Philly, and Milwaukee are there right now. I still like Milwaukee. I like Philly. Cleveland, who knows?
Is Cleveland
Miami's
5?
too high up to fall. Yeah, Cleveland's 5, but they're only a game ahead of Boston. It's 5.5 games between 6 and 1. And
that's
those
crazy.
teams up top, it is crazy. Miami and Chicago, they're probably the 2 biggest wild cards, especially like for a top 4.
What's the Celtics record right now?
As of right now, 36 and 27.
Okay, so that's the other problem is that so they've played 63 games. Like you kind of fooled into thinking that the All-Star break is the halfway point.
Correct.
They only have 19 games left.
Yeah, they got to win all of them.
No, but just to like make up not a ton of time to try to move up in the standings. They also need to move the All-Star game back a little bit. Like,
yeah, that's
3 quarters through the season seems kind of dumb.
Yeah, what's the point? Actually, I just said all that about like wild cards. Miami's 9-1 over their last 10, so they actually are good.
Yep,
they are good. So there's going to be there's not going to be an easy series in the East. Right now it would be Miami, Brooklyn is the 1-8 seed. Chicago, Toronto. Toronto's a tough out. Boston, it'd be Boston, Philly, first round. How about that?
I would love Miami, Brooklyn in the first round. Just to knock one of those 2 teams out would be great.
Good point.
But I can't see Brooklyn staying down there.
It depends when everyone comes back. I think Durant is supposed to be back this week. Ben Simmons, who the hell knows? My prediction is Ben Simmons is going to be one of those. Every 2 weeks he's supposed to come back. It's going to be like another Shams tweet, like Simmons out under like 3 to 4 weeks, and then it's just going to be next year.
No definitive timetable on his return.
No, it's just not going to happen. I have a feeling Kyrie's going to be playing home games sooner rather than later, so that'll probably work in their favor.
Yeah.
So Durant comes back. Oh, and they have Goran Dragic, so that's 3
Blake
seeds
Griffin.
they can jump. Speaking of jumping, Blake Griffin is there, LaMarcus Aldridge, and then
Bruce Brown.
7. Bruce Brown, Kevin Durant. If he comes back and gets some minutes, he's pretty good. So that could be a tough team, tough out. So I don't know if they. That's why I'd like to creep. I don't want to play Philly first. I'd play Cleveland, Toronto, and Toronto will be tough to get. But yeah, that second round and on is going to be really tough.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. It all depends. I've been like everyone's been talking about in the media. All depends how Daniel Tice looks going into this stretch.
Yeah, he needs to be putting up 20 and 10 every night in the first half.
Or we're toast.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Sixers, I heard I was listening to Jenkins and Jones the other day, and Tyler had the nickname of Honeymoon Harden. That's one of the better nicknames I've heard in a while. Because I think he's referencing like his first games or his first like couple weeks after these, get me out of here type of scenarios. He's like the best player in the history of the NBA, like 40-point triple doubles. Whatever the other star player is, his best friend. Like last year was him, KD, and Kyrie. Everything was great. He lost like 30 pounds in the plane ride over from Houston. So far this week, he's playing really well. I think he had a quote today saying like something along the lines of like Joel Embiid's the best teammate I've ever had, per usual. And then we'll see how it goes in the playoffs. Because the free throw numbers they're putting up are preposterous. There's no way that's going to last.
I said that was a pretty good meme. It was a picture of the two of them, and it just said, yeah, these are the Philadelphia 76 free throws. And that's who you're going to have to play against.
That's a good one. You didn't come up with that yourself?
I did not.
That must burn. That must keep you up at night.
It does.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a little tired.
It does. I've killed the original author, but yeah. No, it's pretty funny. But I still think they're pretty good because I don't think we've talked about the original trade yet and who you like more. I always kind of liked the package the Nets got back. But I think the NBA really is a two superstar system right now. So if those two can play well together, and as long as the rest of your team doesn't truly just stink, you should be pretty good. I think they can be pretty good, but it's playoff Harden. So who knows? It's literally a wild card. If he, those first couple games, if he's not getting those calls, you saw at the beginning of this year when he wasn't getting those calls. He was averaging like 14 a game. And in the playoffs, I know this is one of your favorite parts of pro sports. The refs tend to swallow their whistles a little more than usual. Makes for great television if you like close your eyes and imagine that actually happening. But I don't know. Jim Harden might not get to the line as much as he likes to.
No, it's been different this year. He doesn't get nearly as many calls as he used to.
Yeah, built different. What else we got? A couple other things I wanted to move to. Anything on your end in the world of sports?
No, I mean, we kind of touched on it earlier.
Do we need All-Star Weekend? I put that in the notes. I know you mentioned like the All-Star break. Did you watch any of the All-Star Weekend? Slam dunk
Surprisingly,
contest?
I did. I did not enjoy the dunk contest at all.
You didn't like the
Hot
NFT
take.
dunk?
No, I didn't like that. I didn't like Obi Toppin won it, I think. And three out of his four
somebody
dunks
had to win. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 out of his 4 dunks went in like he was trying not to like wake up the neighbors or something. Like they went in so just softly, like he almost missed them. But I mean, he was really the only one to make a fucking dunk consistently.
Yep. Not a good success rate overall.
Had some like super athletic guys in there, but you need star power. Can't be having these like 7th or 8th guys in here. They got to be like nasty dunkers who actually make their dunks.
Talon Horton Tucker is a needle pusher. For the casuals
with him.
Wow, jeez. He listens to this show. I can see the subscribers.
Yeah, I meant to address it to him.
I know.
Directly.
Oh man, yeah. I just don't get like I don't know how much longer it can go on. It can't go on another 10 years. You're gonna run out of things to do. We already have 10 years ago. The game's fine. Like the game's pretty fun. Everything else just seems like a waste of time. I'd rather see more like skills competition stuff, like they do at the Pro Bowl. Like they could get rid of the Pro Bowl game too, obviously, and just do more. I know we were talking about that, I think with Leahy previously, more of like those crazy like quarterback drills, or literally just like who can throw the ball the farthest and who can like run the fastest is really all I'd like to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather watch like Tyreek Hill and someone else race, and like Aaron Rodgers and Justin Herbert just throw the ball as hard as they can at each other than watch like a full game on Sunday.
We're going to set down this fourth grader 75 yards down the field. And
yeah, that'd be sick.
We're going to need you to nail him in the head if you can.
Yeah. Remember when Chad Ochocinco like raced a horse either on like E60 or like pay-per-view or something? I'd rather watch that. Yeah. I'd rather watch Tyreek Hill race like an animal. And then, like I said, yeah, Justin Herbert just throw footballs at, I don't know, like people on death row or something, like for a couple hours.
The 3-point contest is still good, but that's only because there's still some stars that do it.
Yeah, who's in it this year?
Cat, Levine.
Cat and who?
Zach Levine.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, Trey Young. So, like, there's still legit names that do it. But that's also because clearly there's no injury risk. You don't really, like, embarrass yourself if you come out and suck.
Show up and shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't, there's no, like, you don't have to, like, plan. Like, the dunk, it's not anyone's fault. The dunk contest. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
It's been going on for 40 years. Like, you're going to run out of dunks, which they clearly have. And also, the people who are trying to do the dunks are not as good as people who used to do it. Like, who was the last big name? Like the Dwight Howard, like Nate Robinson dunk contest?
Yeah.
Because even like Zach Levine wasn't Zach Levine at the time.
Right.
And then Mr. 50. That's probably the last good dunk contest. That actually was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Zach Levine and Aaron Gordon.
That sit down dunk is still so crazy.
Yeah,
you see that
crazy.
new camera angle that came out?
I did.
Dude, that looked like legitimately dangerous if he had just like
for the mascot.
He had just clipped. Yeah, I think for both of them, if he had clipped the guy, he wasn't in a good position to like brace his landing.
Decapitated him. Yeah, I have been watching more of. I know you and Woody were talking about it. That Twitter handle who does like the pitches.
Oh,
baseball pitches. That's so sick, dude. That really is crazy. Because I saw another one today. It was, and I'm always fascinated by these videos. The videos of like from like the catcher's perspective or like the umpire's perspective. That shit is so bonkers. Even seeing like 85, 90 mile per hour pitches, which in today's game isn't that fast. Just
we'll
get
you to double
insane. A. Seriously. Like I don't know how baseball players do that.
Yeah.
So I think the one I put on my Instagram, I think it topped out at like 95, maybe even 98, which to your point, that like middle relievers are throwing 98 in like Pittsburgh. So that compared to like an Aroldis Chapman, like 105, I don't know how you even contemplate swinging the bat at that. That shit is so crazy to see. I could watch those all day. And it raises the question, I don't know why there's not one of those cameras like in baseball.
Yeah.
Like it's never been a thing. Like just put it on the ump's helmet. He'll never know it's there. I'd watch an entire game from that angle.
Instead, they've had the weird thing where the camera is in the ground at home plate and it's looking up. And I've never fully understood that. You see the location. I wasn't a huge fan of
that one either. Yeah, baseball will come out with like a new camera angle every couple years, but none of them make any sense.
No.
I think there's a camera on like Pesky's pole or something, like if I'd want to watch a game from that angle, or like on like the second baseman's cleats, ceiling from a ground perspective. All I just put on the ump's face mask. That's all I care about. Tough day for baseball today. R.I.P.
There's a brief,
not good,
fleeting moment of excitement. Like yesterday, I feel like it seemed like things were going in the right direction.
Yeah.
just to be yanked from our clutches.
I think Bob Nightingale reported it yesterday. Spoiler alert, he was wrong. Yeah, it didn't go well. That is disappointing, especially locally, coming off of like a really fun Red Sox year to just like no baseball. Like it's just we're not gonna play anytime soon.
I saw a tweet just before we hopped on from our buddy Jared Carabas, who said,
okay, sure.
Oh, and we need to look out for him. If anyone listening has his number, he said that if games are canceled, he's going to jump into a volcanic eruption. And I would, just because I really like his baseball coverage, I hope he doesn't. I don't think the sound quality is going to be very good recording from inside of a volcano. Yeah.
Maybe he's doing that right now.
I picked the right volcano, at least, Jared.
I was going to say, I remember learning a lot about volcanoes in elementary school. I haven't run into nearly as many as I thought, or like just seen them. I don't think I've ever seen footage of no, I've seen it on like documentaries, but imagine watching like news coverage of like an erupting volcano. That'd be sick.
Yeah. I'm a big Mount Vesuvius guy.
That's a big one. That's right. You seem to be more of a casual volcano guy. That's like the casual fans go-to volcano.
It's that or Pompeii for me. Those are my. Who's your goat?
Yeah, right. Let me guess. Your favorite, I don't know, Kanye West album is College Dropout or like Graduation. Yeah, I've heard of that one too.
Hey, one of these volcanoes is 6-0 in the finals.
Have you watched the Kanye documentary at all on Netflix?
I haven't
yet. Genius. I threw it on. I started it the other day, and then just got distracted. I'll probably wait for the final episode to come out and just watch them all. It does look good. I think it's good. It should be good. My fear was like it was like one of his albums, and it was just like something weird. But no, it looks dope. I'm also afraid just to get like depressed watching it, like looking back to how good it used to be, and now it's not great. Have you bought your fucking thing to listen to Dr. 2 on yet?
That little hockey puck. It's $200.
It is, dude. That literally the sole purpose of it is to play that one particular album. That's so strange. Mind blowing. This might be like the worst thing he's done in a while.
Let's just play that situation out. How could that possibly be a good business model? Like if I don't know, fucking dude. Lil Yachty releases an album. You think he's going to be able to convince people to buy a $200 album through some sort of, it looks like just like a hockey puck. And
I don't care
what if I want to play this. Well, like
it's $200 to listen to the music.
Yeah.
And I think his justification, right, was to condemn streaming stations.
Yeah,
or whatever.
To make more money, to not have to give it to Apple and Spotify, I guess.
I thought, can you not just release like a CD, like an album that I can just go buy at like Target for $20?
I have no idea.
I do that,
but
yeah, I don't know.
What if the people who do buy this, like, if you want to play it in your car, you got to bring this stupid thing in there, and then I assume
there's no way it has like Bluetooth capability. You just have to hold it up to your ear while driving.
Well, apparently,
let me see. What's this thing called? Hold on.
Stem player.
Let's get some specs on this thing.
Stemplayer.com.
I can just go on and order this right now.
The people who were gassing it up were like, yeah, not only can you play the album, but you can sort of use it to mix and like remix the songs.
Stemplayer.com. Customize any song, ships with Donda, splits any song into stems.
His mom comes in the shipment?
Split your songs into stems. This looks like a fucking birth control pill.
Yeah.
Stemplayer. Ugh, this is so bad. Get Donda 2. I'd like to do that. Let's see here. Of course, the website's weird and just not a normal website. Why wouldn't it be? Of course. Also, speaking of James Harden and flight risks, if it was anyone else besides Kanye West recently, who I don't know what I'm getting if I were to purchase a Kanye West album. This could literally just be silence. It could be an hour of just noise. It could be terrible music. It could be very good. But like thinking back to like Donda 1, I thought it was a decent album. I wouldn't pay $200 for it. I'd be extremely disappointed if I paid $200 and that's what I got. I'd probably say that about any album. I don't think there's an album that's been released I'd pay $200 to listen to.
No.
Definitely doing that, like going into that blind for this guy. No way. And also, I don't know anyone who's heard it. Do you know anyone who's bought it and listened to the music? Is it like even exist?
No, I'm wondering.
Not on YouTube. Like it's truly like copyable.
I assume that at some point he'll cave and it will be on one of like Apple and Spotify, I think.
Because remember he did with Pablo, he released it strictly on Tidal. And I bought Tidal for that reason. $10 a month. But I also, for $10 a month, get to listen to literally every other song ever released too.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Kind of doesn't make sense to me.
Wait a minute.
Oh, who's bought it?
No, I just looked for Donda 2 on Spotify. And there's a result. It says album by Wanye Kest. So I don't know.
I actually read that when I was Googling it. So someone made like a spoof album of it. And I'm pretty sure it's like trending pretty high on Spotify. Hold on. That's pretty funny. Here it is. Donda 2 playlist. And it's just a bunch of songs that aren't Donda 2. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's not a real album. I'm not convinced it exists. Like I haven't even heard about like cliche, like niche, like rich people talking about listening to it.
No.
So sad how kind of life happens to all of us. I don't know. I don't even know if I'd buy it for. I just don't want to have to learn a new technology to listen to music. Like I'd rather just listen to it on my phone because I know I'm going to get it and it's going to be like ridiculously complicated to like play. It's going to be some weird like thing you have to do.
Yeah. I'm going to end up only playing like by accident some sort of remix version by the buttons that I hit. It's not even going to come out the original way it was intended.
Yep. Like, oh God, that really drives me insane. Like, how much money could he have possibly made on this thing if no one's bought it? I figure most artists make music so people can listen to it.
That I always thought that was the business model, but I'm not in the industry.
Gonna do like a tour, like a concert tour for a bunch of songs no one's listened to.
Yeah, it's going to be the first time everyone's heard it.
Yeah, exactly. That might be the move. If tickets are like $50, I guess you just buy a concert ticket and go listen to the songs for the first time and just record it on your phone.
Yeah. Basically,
maybe that's the new model. I don't know.
75% off if you just want to go hear it live for the first time.
What else? I saw that video of Steph Curry hitting those jump shots. That was pretty cool before a game. It was one of those things where I don't know if that's impressive or not. Because I was afraid I was going to be like, oh, this is sick. And then like some nerds in the comments were going to be like, yeah, like every NBA player can do this actually. So you suck. Like, all right. I thought it was pretty impressive. He hit like what? Like he's basically playing like around the world by himself. But instead of going around the free throw line, he just went up and down the length of the court. Pretty much just to give himself a little challenge. Kind of going back to, I know it's a lot of hot takes on this episode. Can't wait to hear what Leahy thinks. I think Ja Morant's pretty good. I think Steph's a pretty good shooter. Like just the skill of shooting a basketball. I know.
Yeah, I'm about to hit stop.
We'll talk off air.
One more strike out of you, mister.
I think I said like I think he's better at like the isolated skill of shooting a basketball than like 90% of the general population are at any other isolated skill that they do during the day. Cooking, brushing your teeth, I don't know, taking a shit. Like Steph Curry is just very good at, in a vacuum, the skill of like having a basketball in his hand and getting it into the hoop without any outside interference. Really good at it.
I genuinely wonder how good he would be playing outside in like windy conditions. Like, is he still just nasty and he can take that into account?
I'm curious about that too. Like what numbers would look like if they just played a season outside.
Mm.
That'd be sick. I'd watch it. Like a winter
Yeah.
classic in the spring. Or like if it was football where like you just played through there was no such thing as like weather cancellations. Yeah. So like that Patriots Titans like snowball game, it was just Magic Warriors on like a Wednesday night. Literally dribbling the ball through 2 feet of snow.
Imagine
Travels all over the place.
Imagine if they had like game 7 of the finals at like Nashua North.
That'd be sick. MetLife Stadium.
It's just
field. The Bucks played at Lambeau in the playoffs.
Oh, neutral site.
Do that.
Neutral site, and also
they play at the LA Coliseum.
Neutral environment. Yeah.
It's like Madden, just random weather, random stadium. You don't know until the game kicks on. Fucking torrential downpours. It's like the Bears Colts Super Bowl from like 2006 or whatever it was. Oh, like
the golf games where you can turn up the wind to like gale force winds.
120 miles per hour. Thinking back, that Super Bowl they had at MetLife, what a stupid idea. Like, what an unnecessary risk. That could have been way worse.
And they got what they deserved by having it be a blowout. It's like,
right, exactly.
Fuck you guys.
The weather was great. I think the weather was fine. But yeah, terrible game. Broncos Seahawks. Like, what is the fucking point of that? At least like the one in Minnesota, it was a dome.
Yeah.
So like it sucked for like that week of fans and like travel. But dude, like imagine like you save your money to go to a Super Bowl and it just happens to line up that year. Like you have to travel to New York in the middle of February and like watch the Super Bowl outside. What a crock. What a bunch of malarkey that was.
I, for one, did not stand for it.
I did you go to the game?
I did not.
I didn't either. Specifically for that reason. Out of spite.
Yeah. I would turn down every single invite.
Yeah. So not great there. Last thing I had here. Did you I don't know how I want to frame this, but it's just been bothering me. Did you see that tweet about I don't even know who this woman was. The like if I was your mother, Vladimir Putin.
Yes.
Song.
Anna Lynn McCord.
You liked it a lot, you said?
Not the best rhyme scheme, but
oh yeah, you would know. What'd you think from like I don't know, verbiage and rhyme scheme standpoint. From
rhyme
one
scheme
poet
wasn't
to the other.
Rhyme scheme wasn't great, which I've let her know, but the content, it definitely pulled at my heartstrings, and she painted a good picture of.
She made some good points
in the beginning. Like I was picturing Vladimir Putin as a child, and not getting the love that she said that she would have provided. So,
who was that? An actress?
Yeah.
Last thing I saw was she was on the 90210 reboot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted credentials check out. If you haven't seen it, it's very strange. If you haven't noticed, by the time this airs, we're probably going to be in the middle of World War III. But there's some bad stuff going on overseas with Ukraine and Russia, which I'm sure everyone knows about. Vladimir Putin, I don't know. I think we can agree not a great guy, maybe a little off his rocker. But what really bothers me is this all could have been avoided because this woman went on Twitter, a classic white mid-celebrity woman going on Twitter. And I don't know, maybe just it's frustrating because it's too late. Like if she just put her money where her mouth was and was Vladimir Putin's mother, none of this would have happened. We'd all be in a better place right now.
Yeah.
But
what's all this if talk?
That's what I'm saying. I guess hindsight's 2020, but it was definitely cringy. It was extremely unnecessary. And I just think like if you're a Hollywood celebrity, it's okay. Like don't hit send. Like we don't need these things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was worse than the COVID one? All like the celebrity singing Imagine by John Lennon?
I think the COVID one was still worse.
Whew, that was bad. because it was more people. It was like a bigger production, and it was way more popular people.
And they had him like reading it so dramatically so that it could like smash cut to another person and it would like pause for a second before they spoke.
It's actually not even close now that I say it out loud. So this one about this woman who no one's ever heard of and Vladimir Putin, it was just stupid. Like, it was just very dumb. But this one was real celebrities, however you want to interpret that. And again, it was a tough time. We're all isolated in our houses, couldn't go out for the greater good. And it was nice for me to see that, me and, I don't know, fucking John Hamm are in the same position, stuck in our houses.
They're just like us.
Had to FaceTime, my parents to talk to them. Celebrated my son's birthday, just us. But it was nice to know that me and Kristen Wiig from SNL were going through the same thing, and just to stay strong, and we'll get through it, which we did. And now it's World War III. So, if you're like a white B-list celebrity and there's like some sort of world turmoil, it's okay. It's okay.
Just keep it in the drafts.
We'll make it. Keep it in the drafts for sure. And that was a good old-fashioned Twitter ratio. That was just really bad. I still don't understand what the end goal was. Like, what? That's one of those things where anytime I see a tweet like that, I just picture like what's going on in their head, like when they hit send. Like fuck yeah, like this one's gonna hit. I'm gonna get a lot of good engagement. I'm just gonna put my phone away for a second and then I'll check on it later. You can't think that's gonna end well.
No.
Or just someone like all the comments like, we needed this, a bunch of heart emojis. Like, so true.
Yeah.
100%
this.
This. That's the tweet. Just this. Maybe we could all just shut up and listen for a second. Good to know there's still good people in the sick, sadistic world.
What? Hey, one more time for the people in the back.
That's a good one. That's a good one. This might be the worst one. Like, just this with a period. Mm-hmm. This with a period, or this with like the hands up like emojis.
Yep.
Oh, needed this today.
I wonder if she's issued a like response to all the backlash she's got.
Who cares? She's not big enough. I don't think she's and again, like, no offense, but I don't think she's a big enough name to. I think people have just moved on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's like a different angle of cancel culture. I'm okay with that being canceled. That's fine.
Oh yeah.
This is what cancel culture should be. Like, she didn't technically do anything wrong. It was just kind of I don't know, what is it? Off color? Yeah, or like a read room type of thing.
Completely unnecessary.
Completely and utterly unnecessary. It just doesn't make any sense.
No one.
I still don't really understand the basis of it.
No.
It's just like a weird. I think it's a weird, like, I'm a really good mother flex. Like, if I was the mother of this sadistic leader, he wouldn't be a sadistic leader. He would just be a nice guy. Well, maybe, but I don't know. I think if my mother was Vladimir Putin's mother, it wouldn't make a huge difference. And I like my mother.
You think someone in Putin's camp has been like, "Yo, you seen this?
See this? Yeah, he hasn't. I don't think he's responded yet. That's going to be a big one. The response video for sure.
Yeah, maybe we're too premature. Like we
I was going to say,
what happens when it gets to him.
I think Biden has a State of the Union tonight, so I'm sure he'll mention it. I'm curious to see what he thinks, what the official stance of America is on that video, for sure. I don't know. I'm surprised no one's come out with if I was his father yet. I don't know who would do that one.
Maybe
Ray Romano or someone, some B-list celebrity.
I was gonna say Emmanuel Acho.
David Schwimmer. Emmanuel Acho, yeah. There's nothing better than waking up and just like reading an Emmanuel Acho motivational quote and then just starting my day.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's up there. I'm okay with him getting canceled. He's
starting your day
annoying.
Confused as fuck.
No idea. A lot of hand gestures and just
yeah,
a weird mix of just cliche buzzwords with a lot of hand gestures and like really tight fitted suits and big gold watches.
Trying to sound very measured and like Deep.
I don't get it, dude. I don't get how. Does Joy Taylor host that show, or she did at some point?
Occasionally, she like guest hosts on it. Thank God.
I
I would
don't
not let
get
that fly.
her. And then like Alex Curry hosts Clay Travis's like gambling show. I just don't get it. Like
Yeah.
there couldn't be more opposite people. Like Joy and Colin talk, they're pretty, I didn't want to say left wing. I just want to say like normal to neutral people, and then have to do a show with these people like Clay Travis who will just tweet, pretty hardcore conservative things all day, and then just go on a TV show like nothing happened, and then just go back to his, business as usual on the other side. It's just very strange. Even like, what's his name? Nick Wright. I know Nick Wright's very, opposite guys like Clay Travis and stuff. And they're all kind of under the same umbrella, which is just weird. I don't know. Like, I don't know why those people, like, what's his name? Will Kane, he left ESPN, and he's just a Fox News guy now. Not even like Fox Sports. He's just on like a midday show. Like, just do that. Do you know Nick Adams? You big Nick Adams guy?
I've seen his tweets make the rounds.
We should get him on the show. They were talking on that macro dosing show with PFT. He was talking about him a lot. And if you've noticed, he started like quote tweeting, like pardon my take, and like PMT will quote tweet Nick Adams like sarcastically.
Yeah.
Like he'll tweet one of his like, like who's the greatest like point guard ever, like John Stockton or some other white guy. And like PFT will literally just quote tweet like, oh, so true. And then Nick Adams will quote tweet like, such an honor to be like quote tweeted by you, like blah, 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 blah. It's so funny. So I'm thinking either he's just an obvious troll, or he's just like so into it now he can't like break character. He can't like say something I guess. Like I was saying, it's like the most subtle. It's like the most racist tweets you can do without saying like an actual racial slur. It was like, hold on. I think I actually saved some screenshots. I hope he's listening. Big fan. He had a string of tweets of make your pick for the biggest fraud in sports. Heart for LaFraud James, retweet for Colin Kaepernick. Then his next tweet was make your pick for basketball's best big man. Heart for Nikola Jokic, retweet for Ennis Freedom. It was. He had one about John Stockton. What the hell was it? Make your pick for the greatest point guard of all time. Heart for Steve Nash. Quote tweet for John Stockton. And like PFT was talking. He's like, this guy definitely just will Google like a white player and then just tweet, this or Colin Kaepernick or something.
It's put him in the conversation for greatest ever or whatever.
I think he had one. It was like choose the best tight end of all time. It was like who's the best tight end in sports right now? It's like George Kittle, Travis Kelce, someone else, or Tim Tebow. And it's just like, oh, dude, like you're so funny. That and ball sack sports. I love ball sack sports. If you ever just go to the quote tweets on ball sack sports, it's so good. It's like you people are so goddamn dumb. Did you see the LeBron one from like today or yesterday?
About he'd rather play without fans than be booed.
Yeah. And then all the quote tweets like, oh, so fucking soft. Like 90s players would never stand for this. You're just like, oh, don't you realize these guys pay your salary, you pansy, LaFraud, LaMickey, or something like that. It's like, oh my God, I love it.
I'm thinking of that Nick Adams guy being like greatest clutch point guard performance of all time, and it'd be like Peyton Pritchard or fucking Scott Skiles.
Absolutely. If you sent him a DM like, hey, I don't need any credit, you don't need to mention you didn't find this on your own, but there's a white point guard named Peyton Pritchard, like that's it, period, end of story. It'd be quote tweeted like within a second.
P.S. He's out of Boston.
Nick, you're gonna like this part. He's a Boston guy. Yeah, very, very strange.
There's more.
But wait, Nick, it gets whiter. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like the way he looks. I guarantee it. All right. Anything else from you before we log off? I forget.
I think
No
we covered
baseball.
quite a bit.
Yeah, covered all bases. No pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
Celtics, I think, are good. Lakers stink. Nick Adams, good journalist. You see, Skip Bayless spent the weekend with Lil Wayne. Skip Bayless and his wife spent the weekend at Lil Wayne's. That was a strange post.
Weekend at
What I'd pay to
Wayne's.
be a fly on the wall at that weekend. Weekend at Wayne's.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think Skip smoked with him or no?
I don't. No, he's very rigid about his body.
Okay, I think I agree.
Diet.
Which is just weird to be in the presence of Lil Wayne and be like, dude, I don't do that at all. So like,
they don't have anything
your
in
side
common.
Of the room.
I don't understand what they did together besides watch sports on like opposite ends of the house.
Practice debating.
Sure, I don't know. He's just a weird guy. He's just living his best life in his whatever 70s or 80s. The posts are weird when he gets like his 2 a.m. workout posts calling out LeBron James.
Yeah,
that's just strange. I don't think he's responded once. And it's also weird. This kind of goes back to what we're talking about, but like the mix of like hosts. Shannon talks about LeBron like they're best friends all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I saw recently that like LeBron's never responded to him either, or like doesn't as frequently. And if he does, that makes it even weirder. If it's like we talk and like elephant in the room, your co-host is a weirdo who's like calling me out at like 2:00 in the morning.
So this is what makes me wonder, because I was thinking about this the other day, that what if we find out at the end of all this, or what if we just eventually somehow find out the Skip Bayless thing and the LeBron thing, they've both been in on it the whole time? How do we know?
I believe it. I guess it's obviously more effort on Skip's part. LeBron doesn't do anything. So it must have just been like, hey, do you mind if I do this? Can you promise like not to kill me if I do this for going on 20 years?
Because when Skip was at ESPN, he was the only person on that network who ever had a negative thing to say. Like,
correct.
Whether you like LeBron or not, he pretty much LeBron owned and still owns ESPN and like Sports Center.
For sure. Yeah, it's a good point. I remember his beef with Kawhi Leonard too. Just referred to him as number two. He's such a weird guy, dude.
I think the weirdest video.
You what?
I was just gonna say, I think the weirdest video is his reaction, where he doesn't actually speak, but his reaction to the Cowboys' loss, and he keeps like moving his lips around and shit.
He's just a weird dude.
Like pursing his lips like he's about to yell or make a noise, and then he doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's one of the most awkward videos ever.
His Cowboys instant reactions are strange. Mm-hmm. He's one of the guys where it's like you should probably hire someone to manage, literally just manage, send it or not, like when you record something.
Or like when he runs down the hallway. Runs down the hallway in his shoes just to like
can't
pause.
Lose in these shoes.
Yeah.
MJ forever. He's a Brady guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. Pro LeBron, pro Brady.
Apparently he's anti-Steph, which I kind of keep forgetting about. He just frequently calls out Steph for not showing up in the fourth quarter or not showing up in the fourth quarter of like playoff games.
I've seen a solid history of both.
Yeah.
But whatever. So I Skip Bayless gets paid the big bucks. Yeah, sport. I mean, it's just so strange because like all these guys, you kind of have to cling to these positions. Like he must get exhausted. Like this is going on, like I said, 20 years of finding negative things to say about LeBron. It's not easy.
I was gonna say yes,
Steph stuff. It's not easy.
I would usually agree, but then I was like, anytime that he hits send on one of those things, like he knows I've literally become the best at doing this. So every fucking like or every fucking quote retweet is just like another $1 in my pocket.
Yeah. Oh, he does numbers every time for sure.
He knows exactly which buttons to push.
And he pushes them literally. All right. Let's hop off. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace.